My name's Kate. I live in Wellington, born and bred in Wellington, but did live overseas for a while. I live with my partner and a daughter, and I work at Volunteer Service Abroad as the Chief Executive. So in about June last year, I had a tonic-clonic seizure. We were travelling overseas. I was in Italy. I don't remember it at all, but apparently I felt unconscious, was shaking, and my mouth had seized up a bit through my tongue. Ended up in hospital with not really much idea of what had happened. When I came back to New Zealand, I had lots of testing. So I had an EEG, I had an MRI on my brain, got the diagnosis that it was epilepsy about 3 months after the seizure happened. So day to day, there's been some pretty major change, and then a lot of things just have stayed the same. So on the major side, not being able to drive has been a huge difference, and that was a real shock actually when I found out. Also, swimming's a big part of my life, so I needed to work out how to swim safely, and I couldn't find a lot of information online about that. So just working out for myself what I felt comfortable with, both swimming in the pool but also safely swimming in the open water. And I swim always with a buddy and actually attached to someone on a tether at the moment. I think other than that, it's probably just been adjusting to the anti-seizure medication, remembering to take that, but also getting used to the side effects that come with that medication as well. So I've had a lot of people very curious about what epilepsy is, and some people have got heaps of questions of which I don't know all the answers, so that's not all that helpful. I really appreciate the curiosity, but I'm learning about this at the same time. I think also many people tend to focus on what you can't do, so not being able to drive or not being able to swim in the way I used to. And that is good for people to know about, but hasn't been that helpful because I'd rather focus on the things that I can do and stay positive about that. I think the most helpful advice I've had has actually been from other people who have epilepsy or people that are close to them that have epilepsy. I think also really helpful advice around you're not alone. So there's always someone else that you can kind of ask questions of, and that you should keep asking the nurses and the doctors if you don't quite understand what's happening. So that was helpful as well. My best advice would be that it's okay for it to be a real shock, and I think it would be for most people, and that it will get easier over time once you can figure out what it all means. So don't try to solve it all in the first month or the first couple of months, and to ask questions if you have them, and there's always someone that can help, whether that's in the medical profession or just finding other people through groups or networks that have epilepsy as well. So for me, I'm not yet back travelling internationally, which is a big part of my job. So for me, needing to get to that point in the next few months, or wanting to get to that point, is important. And I'm really looking forward to that because I think I can see that that's possible. Also just getting used to the medication, and I'm fortunate in that so far that's really helped to reduce or eliminate seizures at this point, whilst also being aware that there are things that might be triggers for me, so getting plenty of sleep and staying fit and well is important as well. I am keen to help other people as well because that's really helped me, so anything I can do to help other people that have recently been diagnosed or share bits about my story that might help other people is something I'd love to do.